Hey guys, this is Aaron coming at you with a video about leadership, and we're specifically going to tackle orbit. And you may be like, what in the world does he mean about that? So there's something really key I want to make sure that we understand whenever we're a leader. And a lot of times when you're a leader, you don't understand it at first, but as time goes on, you start to figure this out. People are looking at you. Like, people are actually paying attention. So when you're the leader, people say it's lonely at the top. It's lonely having to boss people around. It's lonely having to do this stuff. It's true. It really is. You know, there are people that are over, below you, people that are beside you, people that are above you, frankly. People over here, people over there, people everywhere, right? What ends up happening, though, as time goes on, as you become this greater and greater leader, you discount the influence you've had on these people's lives. You don't think it's a big deal. A lot of these people, the foundation they're standing on, the dreams that they have, whatever it may be, the words that come out of their mouth, maybe it's the things that they build with their hands, and maybe it's the things that they dream up with their brain. It's because of something you said to them, something that's coming out of you. A lot of us discount it, and we don't understand that whenever we're trying to be a leader, we don't get that there are people that we are dragging along with us. In fact, there are people that are, honestly, they're tethered to us. You may not see it, but they're tethered. And they latch on to wherever you're walking, to whatever you're doing. And if you really pay attention close, you start to see that they're actually moving around you. You'll run into these people once every few years. How's it going? How's the wife? How's the kids? How's this? How's that? And you don't realize what's actually happened is you've created an orbit. You've created a way that they can hang on, and you actually become part of their worldview. They believe in marriage because you're the only marriage they've ever seen make it. They believe in good men because you're the only nice man, because every man that they grew up with was mean or horrible to them or beat them or abused them. They believe that you are the one person that believes in them. They believe for some reason that when they were a young person, they just started in our trade, that if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't be where they're at right now because you said something to them that affected them a certain way and took them to the next level. While you don't realize that you helped them ascend, you did. See, there's so many times that we discount ourselves and we don't want to take responsibility for the things that we do every day that are really impacting everyone else around us. If you can understand the heaviness that this entails, how big of a freaking deal this is, and stop and think about the 20, 30, 40, 50 people that you have loose relationships with that you hardly ever see anymore, that you are a cornerstone, that you're part of the foundation of their worldview about how life works because you were different than everybody else that was around them. If you can start to see that and start to see how important you are to them, guess what happens? You start to look at yourself differently. You start to look at yourself inside of a mirror, and when you go over here and you look inside of this mirror, you see yourself in it, standing here, you go, wow, I'm a little better looking than I thought. I'm a little different than I thought. This isn't what I thought I would see. And as you start to do that, and time starts to pass, dots start to connect, and you go, I'm kind of a big deal. I didn't realize this until a long time later after I had left and was doing some different things and transitioned in part of my career and some stuff I was doing. I ran into a guy I hadn't seen in like 16 years. He asked me all these questions and started talking to him, and he was like, dude, and he had heard a rumor, and the rumor wasn't true, and he thought something bad had happened to me and my family, and I cleared it up. I was like, no, who'd you hear it from? He told me it was somebody that didn't even know me. And they were talking about, it turns out, a different person. We got it cleared up later, but when he just had heard the rumor, it like sent shivers up his spine. Like, this guy freaked out. I was like, how do I matter to this kid anymore? He's now an adult, but how do I matter? Because at the time, I had formed a relationship and this guy was orbiting around me, and whether I realized it or not, this person was the same person in all these different positions. He was learning all this stuff from me. Why? Not because I taught him, but because he saw me. He watched me. Our own children orbit around us. Think about it, guys. All these people that orbit around you, they base their worldview on you and what they see in you. You don't see it, and then you finally get this mirror in front of you, which represents all the people and all the positive thoughts. And when you get that mirror with all those positive thoughts, you look at it and you go, oh my gosh, this is who I am, and you don't recognize who you see. Most of us aren't near as bad as we think we are, and most of us are a lot better than we think we are. Even the cockiest ones, they don't really think they're that good. That's why they say all that crap, because it's a show, because they want you to think that they are. If they did, they wouldn't have to say anything. This is a big deal. See, when you look in the mirror, and the mirror is all the people that you've been able to affect, you start to go, oh my gosh, I get it now. I'm changing lives. I'm impacting people. People are literally orbiting around me and my belief system. How crazy is that? They're looking at you to have the answer. But here's the part you got to see. What would happen if all of a sudden you fell away? These people would all, they'd disperse. Why when someone really powerful dies and everybody shows up at their funeral and they all don't realize they're connected until they're in the same room with a man that impacted all of them, they're shocked? Or woman, sorry ladies. When that happens, all of a sudden everybody else in the room gets it, right? And they go, you know what, it's time to have my own beliefs. I got to let go of this guy. He's gone now. It's time to have my own beliefs. I got to move on. For those that are out there right now that don't get it, and I'll tell you what, mothers have a huge impact because mothers don't sometimes understand until later in life how much they impact their sons, their daughters, because so many of our fathers aren't there anymore, right, in our society. And so the mothers end up having to play both roles in a lot of ways. And when this mother makes an impact, it's crazy the connection between a child and a mother that never leaves. Never leaves. All of this, if you were able to wrap your head around it and get it, would go to waste. All this would go to waste if you fell away. If you fell and they were to be disappointed in you, you weren't what they thought, anything you said out of that mouth would be discounted. Anything you ever said would be in vain. It wouldn't matter anymore. Guys, I'm telling you right now, you're kind of a big deal. Look in that mirror and see what everyone else is saying about you, and then recognize and receive the responsibility that people are following you. And if you won't get breakthrough for you, then get it for them, because they need you to succeed, because they are tethered to you, whether you like it or not, and whether you want it or not. And if you get your breakthrough, they will finally get theirs. I'll see you in the next video.